So next we have logical operators. Now, logical operators are used when we want to combine condition statements. It's important to note that a single condition statement can contain multiple conditions for evaluation. The AND operator only returns true if both sides, that is the left and the right side of a condition, is true. If one side of the statement is false, then the entire statement will be found to be false. So let's take a look at an example, because with these operators, you really just have to see it to understand how they work. So if we have here three variables, x, y, and z, and they have the values 10, 20, and 10 respectively, and we want to write an if statement using a logical AND operator, what we can do here is we'll say if x is less than y, and this is the second part, this is the right-hand side of this condition, x is equal to z, then if both of those conditions are true, so x is less than y and x is equal to z, then we're going to print the statement here. The value of x is less than y and equal to z. If you run this, in this case here, well, x is less than y and x is equal to z, so this is found to be true. Now, if either one of these was not true, then the whole statement would be considered false. So if we switch this from less than to greater than, then that print statement does not show, because the AND operator requires the left-hand side and the right-hand side of this condition to be true in order for the entire statement to evaluate to true. So we can switch this back and we see the print statement there. Now the OR logical operator returns true if either one of the sides, the left or the right, of the condition is true. Therefore, the only time that a condition statement using the OR operator will not run, meaning that it will evaluate to false, is when the conditions on both sides of the OR are false. So if we want to take a look at an example here, again, we're going to use an if statement. We'll say if x is less than y, or z is greater than y, then we're going to print out here, one or both of the condition statements are true. And in this case, we can see, because we know the value of the numbers, x is less than y, so this is true. Z is not greater than y, so this part is false. But because we have the OR operator here, again, one side is true, so the print statement will run. Now, if we were to change this to AND, of course, that would not be true, because both of them are not true. Lastly, we have the NOT operator, which is used to check for the opposite of a value. So what is not false? Well, not false is true. What is not true? Well, that's false. So it's a bit confusing, but basically anytime that you have a Boolean that you essentially want to flip, you would use this NOT operator here. So let's say we have this Boolean variable that is valid, and is valid is false. Well, if we have a scenario where is valid is true, we might want to actually execute some code. So we can say, well, if not is valid, again, is valid equals false. So if we're saying if not false, that means it's true, then we can say print entry is valid. And so that would actually run. So here, basically what we're doing is if the value of is valid was true, well, this is basically saying if false. So this would, in that case, not run. So again, it's confusing because you have to think backwards with it, but just remember the not operator flips something that's true to false and false to true. Now, alternatively, we could achieve the same result by checking to see if the value is true. So if we wanted to say if is valid equals, and we use the double equal sign, the equality operator here, if it's true, well, then we can print out the same thing. So say print entry is valid, and that would show there. Next, we have the membership operators. The membership operators are in and not in, and they're used when you want to check to see if a given object does or does not contain a specific value, respectively. So this is the syntax here. We're saying x in y or x not in y if we're looking at those two variables specifically. So let's say that we have a situation where maybe we're an engineering company and we want to check in our program here the prefix of an employee's identification number to determine which department they belong to. And so let's say that our mechanical engineers, their IDs all start with M, and our electrical engineers all start with E. So let's just create a employee ID here. So we're going to say emp ID, And we'll set that equal to M and just make up some numbers here, 32, 4, 5, 6. And of course, now we understand that this employee is mechanical because the prefix of their ID starts with an M, but we're going to write an if statement to check for that. So we'll say if the letter M here, the character M, is in emp ID, then we're going to print out that this employee is mechanical. And then we can also check the other condition, and we're going to use a separate if statement, but in just a bit we're going to talk about how we can combine these things. So we can also say, well, if the M is not in emp ID, then obviously, if we're only thinking there's two possibilities here, then if they're not mechanical, then they must be electrical in this, basic example here. So if I was to run this, we're going to see mechanical is printed out because, of course, M is in this employee ID. Now, if we had a different employee ID, let's say we were to change this, so we can just copy this code and paste it, and let's just change this ID to E, and we can use the same number, that's fine. And we would run this, well, obviously it's going to show electrical because here M is not in this particular employee ID, so that employee would be considered to be electrical. So that's just some practice with logical operators and membership operators. I encourage you to play around with some more examples to really get a solid understanding of how these operators work.